You told me that when you first learned NLP or Neuro-Semantics or whatever it was, that you didn't understand it. Is that right? Am I remembering correctly?
Exactly. So I was there because of my brother. I was interested in how to help children with difficulties. I mean, they cannot concentrate on learning. And the prerequisite to join the learning for children is to have master prac in NLP. So my brother introduced me to Neuro-Semantics, and I was there in 2002. And the first question from Michael and Bobby Badenheimer at that time is, who am I and what is your purpose to be here? And I remember my answer is, I'm Mariani, I'm a housewife. I'm here because of my brother. That's the
nice.
reason.
So you were almost a prisoner.
Yeah. I did not know anything. I didn't know about NLP before, even about Neuro-Semantics, zero. So I was confused in the middle of people I never known before. Well, and here am I.
Yeah, I imagine you liked it. If within the same year you flew to Australia, to Sydney, within the same year to go. So what was it? So you came in there because, well, I'm here because my brother brought me here. What was it about the training or the experience or the community, or what was it about that made you think I want to go deeper with this? I'm wondering.
Okay. So the first I felt is confused, like a needle in the jungle land. I am nobody. I don't know anyone. I did not know anyone. And then I just absorbed the knowledge to me. I just learn and just be there, even though I did not know what to do. What's in my mind is about how this can help people. And what I felt is about the community here, because even though I did not know anyone in the jungle, but they feel like a family. I felt welcomed by them. So even again alone but not alone. I felt a family, how we can have lunch together, dinner together, talk together, have fun together, and it became family very quick. I have a coach called Annie Renew and also Alan Whithouse at that time, and they were there for me. Everything I felt not well or what they were just there. So the community, Jason, yeah, the community. And then after I took master prac, and I took the practitioner and master prac for Rediscover the Joy of Learning of Don Blackaby. And then I flew to Sydney. I chased Michael Hall.
Yeah, I know very well chasing Michael.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with that.
So I finished all those knowledge, but I still need to absorb it to myself, especially in our language, Indonesia, and also in our culture. Some words, it works there, but not work in our culture. So it took me 1 year, 2003, to absorb it. And by that time, also counseling, therapy, and coaching children, especially at 1 year. Yeah.
So you were working mostly with children in the beginning.
At the beginning. Yeah. And then 2004, and we start our first APG. And then when I did the APG, follow the pattern, suddenly at the end of the day 3, one man showed up to me and said thank you to me because I saved his life. I was, what did I do to save his life? I just follow the pattern. I just follow the knowledge. And then I realized that with Neuro-Semantics, it can help people a lot. So that was my first awareness, that stick with this and how this can, even though we just follow the pattern, but this can help a lot of people.
Yeah, I can say from my experience that, first of all, going through the APG the first time, so that for those of you who aren't familiar, the APG is Accessing Personal Genius, which is the flagship course of Neuro-Semantic NLP that comes typically after NLP practitioner program. The next course would be the APG, and I had a very similar experience when I went through the APG. That first, I mean, the first part of the experience was I was very confused, like I was in the jungle the first time. I was a little bit overwhelmed and confused, and I took some time to absorb it. and then but really now those patterns have had such a life-changing effect on my life personally. And I also have those experiences of just you're just reading the script, you're reading the pattern to somebody, and they come back it's just so powerful that they have an experience. All you did was read, and yet someone can have a transformation inside of their life that's meaningful and significant to them.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful experience as a facilitator, as a practitioner.
Yeah. So that's really amazed, and so that's become my vision now. How to bring out the best in people to make the world a better place to live. Because we have so many people in the world that they have some goals they want to achieve, but they don't know how to achieve it. Or some of them they thought they know, but that's blocking in the middle, in the road. So yeah.
So your company is called METAMIND. I can see behind you on the banner there. And at METAMIND, what kind of people do you work with primarily? I mean, I know you do corporate work, but also you work with individuals. Can you tell a little bit about the type of people who you work with there? Okay.
So METAMIND is a company, a consultant. So I consult corporate, especially in building their coaching culture. And also we have assessment. Identity Compass is assessment about our meta program or our mindset, and also training about coaching, especially because we all focus on coaching, and also we coach people. And most of my client is from company, from corporate, and from the middle management up. Yeah, from middle for operational level, usually I collaborate with another meta coach or collaborate with another trainer, which is meta coach also.
So maybe you could define a little bit for people watching why is a coaching culture important within an organization? If you could give a quick answer, I would just be curious.
Okay, so that's interesting because now we see at this pandemic of this economy drop. We cannot talk about the revenue. On 1990s, we can talk about revenue. We want to upgrade our revenue. We want to have achieved lots of revenue. But now we talk about sustainable performance, sustainable development. So even though we can raise our revenue, will it sustain or not? And to sustain, we need people. And when we talk about people, we need people engagement, we need people involvement inside. And to do this, we will do it by coaching. So even leadership, in previous year, we can talk about previous year military leadership, about several kind of leadership. But now as a leader, every leader needs to have a coaching skill so they know how to lead and coach at the same time to get people involvement and engagement. So for coaching culture, usually I work with corporate to build the coaching culture, the coaching mindset as the first step, and also the coaching skills. And this coaching skill not only for the higher levels, but all levels with different skills. So even at the operational, even at the receptionist, they need to listen to the client, and also they need how to talk to building rapport with the customer, internal or external, and this will build the sense of ownership in the corporate. So
yeah, that's
the
amazing.
beauty of the coaching culture. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So using coaching as a methodology for communication at all levels of the organization, including leading with the coaching style, so that we can get people engaged in a sustainable way rather than that military command and control. And
yeah, because time is changed, everything is changed, and the most important thing is we also flexible to adapt with the change. And for now, I see that actually not now in these 5 years, I see that the coaching culture and also the self-actualization culture is also, these two is like a coin side by side. Actually, coaching culture, I think, is about 10 years ago, but now is to be self-actualized, that all people can live meaningfully, no matter COVID or not, no matter how the economy but they can fulfill the human beingness. It will be the purpose. How to say this will be the drive to high performance in the company.
So say that again. So self-actualization being the drive for high performance in the company. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Because now in the pandemic, we're not talking about how we can earn money so much, but everyone want to have a healthy life. And Indonesia, by being locked down, they stay at home, and now they see how important to have balance in life between the workplace and also in family. And this gives them more meaning in their life. So as a coach, when we help them to find more meaning in their life, that's how they self-actualize themselves. And this will be the driver for them, happy in themselves, to perform in the workplace and also to perform as a human being, whoever, as a wife, husband, daddy, mommy, at home. So not the house again, but at home.
I love that. And so talk to me a little bit about of the coaching skills. If we could maybe let's try to bring this to something valuable, maybe for somebody listening here. What would be an example of one of the coaching skills that you're passionate about, and that maybe somebody at home could learn how to take some of this coaching culture into, maybe they're a leader in their family, or they're a leader in their friends circle, or they're just maybe you are a coach or a corporate leader. What would be a tip that you can share with them in terms of applying coaching culture in their life?
Okay, so the first one and the main one is listening. Is listening. Even one company, if they want to ask for leadership training, I would say 2 days of the power of listening, because lots of leaders, they don't listen. So listening, I really focus on listening, and listening between interpersonal. I listen to you, you listen to me. And also how when we listen, we really listen to every word, and verbal, non-verbal, about the gesture, about intonation, about some details. Ignore, sometimes we ignore the simple word, but that's significant for the leverage point. So we really listen. And for me, the listening is not about the data. It's not about we know or we did not know it. For me, listening is about appreciate somebody. So when you talk, I appreciate you. I'm here for you, and I listen to you until you finish the work, and I talk. I will not interrupt. I will not talk over. So listen. And after this, I have been in listening for many years, 5 years, and then I expand the listening. Not only listen to one person, but also listen one-to-one organization, how we listen to another organization, how we listen in the business. And so coaching about listening expand from individual to business. And then since this last year, I learned to listen to the systemic, to the nature also.
That's so they're getting high level here. So well, I want to ask, we're getting towards the end here, but this is just so interesting to me. So what I'm hearing from you, for people watching, one of the tips that you're giving here is to not so much, the data is important, but the state that you're coming from, to come from a state of appreciation. And that means being respectful in your communication. It means not over talking. It means giving the person the chance to express themselves. And also what I hear you're saying is listening beyond just the typical sense of the word, like not just the sounds, but listening to the gestures and to the full expression of that human being in front of you as a foundation. And now we're saying, taking beyond that, even to listening from organization into organization, and then even listening to the larger system. Is that what you're saying? Listening to the system around you?
Yes. 1 year before the pandemic, we talk about plastic. In Bali, we cannot use the plastic. We cannot use the bottle plastic. And even in METAMIND, we change every participant, we give tumbler. They cannot use the bottle water.
Water bottles,
We talk about plastic. we concerned about the environment. And who knows, 2020, we got small virus corona and we got pandemic, everybody, especially in my country, locked down. And that's already a clue for us to listen to the nature, listen to the nature and lots more larger systemic around us. And it was beautiful, Jason, when we listened. So I think listening, it can be happen. You can do it everywhere. Start from home, and then to the workplace, and then when you do business, listen from business to business.
This is yeah, I mean just taking something that, you know, most people, they say, oh yeah, I listen, you know, but if you really go deep, listening, I mean, can be a sacred activity, beyond just yourself, beyond just the person in front of you, but listening to it seems to me like it's almost like just being open to feedback, to being open to receive information from the world from a place of appreciation.
Yeah, and it's also how we collaborate with another person, because I'm not only myself here, I'm here because of us. So when I listen to the nature, I also listen how my what I speaking about will impact to another person, or what I do will impact to another person, and how this will build synergy between each other. And you know, and now not only place, there's no boundary about time and place. Now we can easily contact each other by, like now, online, and this is systemic.
Listening to you is like this is almost this. I mean, I can only imagine how lucky the students are to be with you for 8 days. I mean, really, this is in terms of the quality of meaning. This is my interpretation. Is this is a very high level of meaning making that you're operating at, thinking systemically beyond ourselves, and thinking about the larger system around us, and about how we can collaborate to create things that are more beyond just us.
Yeah, so I believe it's more than us, Jason. It's more than us. So the meaning we learn in Neuro-Semantics and how we translate into performance, I believe that even we start with a small coaching skill called listening, we can synergize with each other through this listening. And it's simple, it's practical, we can all do the same thing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching, you know, practice listening, paying attention, appreciating those around you, and there's just so much that you can unpack from just listening to Mariani here, and the levels of listening is what I'm hearing. So, what? Let's see here. So, well, one thing I want to say here, last thing, because I really want to, you know, I wanted to cover this before we wrap up. So one of the things you mentioned when we spoke earlier is about how when people come to an NLP training, how they feel that sometimes people, and I get this a lot also, people say, I already do this. I already do. So maybe somebody at home, they go, I already listen. But they say, I've already done this before. Can you unpack that a little bit? So people come in, they say, I'm already listening, but this is a higher level. This is a higher level of awareness. How does that work with in terms of a training and an NLP and Neuro-Semantics?
Yeah, so it's obvious when somebody, they join NLP, they want to know NLP, and then I did that before. Oh, I know about that before. And I believe, yes, you already do it, but you don't know. You did not know about the structure. So NLP, Neuro-Semantics, give us the structural way about our thinking that we did, but it's also accidentally we did.
Right.
We did, it just happened, but I did not know what happened, like I did before in my first APG. Now in Neuro-Semantics and NLP, we learn about the structure. And when we know about the structure, we can do even more by knowing our structure of mind, and then we can restructure, reorganize. And also by knowing the structure of mind, we can easily now understand others, and knowing their thinking structure and give us more. I mean, we enrich our life. So if we know before about NLP, I believe that we all have NLP in ourselves. But the question is how to make it even bigger make it embedded, and we can know it, learn it, and make it even bigger than ourselves or others.
So it's likely that somebody coming through a training with Neuro-Semantics training and NLP training, they probably already have a lot of the coaching skills, experiences of having done that in the past. But when you learn the structure of how you do that, now you can do it more deliberately. You can say, oh, now I know how those happy accidents happen, and we can deliberately do them more on purpose, and replicate them with more consciousness, more deliberate and intentionality, I would say.
Yeah,
so that's
you
really
now have
cool.
more consciousness on doing it again. You can repeat it again, not accidentally, but you can repeat it again consciously. Yes.
So I really, I mean, I feel like we could talk all night about this one, all day for you. I think you're in the future. You're a day ahead of me here, but you know, maybe we can do this again sometime. I'd love to continue the conversation and unpack more. Any final words for anybody listening? Maybe somebody who's watching this and you know, they're curious about NLP and Neuro-Semantics. What could you say to somebody? Any final words?
Yes, thank you, Jason. First, I feel grateful to have this conversation with you, and by talking with you, also make how to say, I have more awareness about how we learn Neuro-Semantics and NLP and reach our life, and more we can have a structure in our life to make our life, how to say, have quality in our life. So we're not just living a life. We're not just living waste our during the time, but we can also make a better life, to live a life. How to say it, Jason? To have a quality of life. That's what I
love it. I think what I'm hearing from you, and correct me if I'm not listening, you know, that's part of the feedback cycle. But what I'm hearing is that I think a lot of people, they live life and time passes, and it's kind of going through the routine of the normal. And leave, that's what you mean. Yes. Well, I hope so. I'm doing my best here, but kind of going through and living the normal, and it doesn't have to be that way. Is what I'm hearing from you, is that we can live with a level of quality, a level of fulfillment, a level of satisfaction. And just to bring back what you said earlier, that really was powerful to me, is just that when we can be. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for this conversation, because really the pleasure was all mine, and I learned a lot from this conversation. It's when we have collaborations like this, it's really amazing what we can learn from each other, but also what we learn about ourselves and from ourselves. And one of the things that I'm really taking away from this is that, you know, there's a lot of people who have been going through a really hard time in recent days with COVID and with political situations and governmental situations. But what I'm really hearing from you is that one way of bringing meaning to this is to realize that this could be a push for people to wake up, to self-actualize, and to listen, to use this experience as something to listen to, so that we can grow and to become you know, more of the best version of ourselves, and facilitate that in our communities and our organizations and our families and in the world. I mean, you know, we are doing this virtually and instantaneously, you know, 12, 13 hours apart. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yes, Jason, you listen to me very well. You speak out my heart.
Why, thank you. We have this, it's because of the rapport, I think, you know. Such good rapport.
Amazing. Yeah.
So, so anybody who's interested in learning more about MetaMind and about Mariani, I'm going to share some links so you can find out more about MetaMind, the Institute of Neuro-Semantics in Indonesia, and her social media and website and all that. It's really been a pleasure having you on today and having this conversation. I'm truly honored to be able to spend this time with you after you just completed a training and with all your travel and all of your ambitious work that you're doing over there. And I look forward to having more conversations with you like this in the future.